danger. This is the first word with which sailors and Marines have associated the sea since the earliest times. There's no blaming them. The storms of the ocean are well known, just like its chilling creatures. Since the times of the Greeks, there have been talks of monstrous and terrifying beings lurking in the depths, waiting for the right moment to attack their victims. Although it may seem like a long time ago, our reality isn't very different. In the murky depths of the sea, the real danger is lurking, and if you decide to join us, you too will understand that a mysterious and enormous superpredator could inhabit the ocean without us knowing it. There's no ecosystem where the dance of life and death is done with as much energy as the ocean. In the sea, far from our curious gaze, marine nature confronts each other mercilessly, and in a never-ending battle. Each creature has its own prey and, moreover, its own particular predator. The cycle remains unchanged. Or maybe there's something we aren't seeing. The idea that the depths of the ocean hide superpredators isn't a modern one. In the past, there were already some hypotheses about it. But nowadays, these theories seem to be becoming more than fantasies. Especially with cases such as the one an Australian research team which was on the beaches of this country in 2003 when they were surprised by an unusual discovery. The team had placed a motion tracker on a 4-meter great white shark that morning. The creature was expected to hover in the area, just a few meters off the beach, but in the middle of the afternoon, something strange happened. The white shark began to dive deeper and deeper into the depths. Its speed was unusually fast. In addition, its body temperature rose from 7 degrees to 25 degrees Celsius, and it plunged into the sea abyss that far exceeded its natural capacity. Hours later, the white shark moved again at an abnormal speed, but this time it ended up stopping 4 kilometers away on a distant beach in Australia. When researchers arrived, they found only the shark's head. The creature had been torn to pieces, and there were signs of huge teeth all over its body. All that information seemed to indicate that the white shark had been devoured by a colossal animal, a creature that was 3 times its size and had the capacity to take on the largest predator in our oceans. Such a scenario set off alarm bells for researchers, but this wasn't the only case of its kind. In 2019, the Australian Institute of Marine Science managed to photograph the carcass of a 5-meter-long shark, which had been practically torn in half. The marks found on the shark's carcass showed that it had been a clean bite, with only the shape of disproportionately large and powerful teeth remaining. It's estimated that the pressure that the superpredator was able to apply allowed it to break bones, muscles, and flesh, all in a single bite. Let's remember that white sharks aren't common creatures. We are talking about the descendants of the megalodons, perfect killing machines, the most dangerous creatures in the ocean. However, this huge specimen was crushed mercilessly and without apparent difficulty. Quite a chilling feat that hasn't only been recorded in sharks. Another of the great victims of these superpredators has been precisely the largest animals in the ocean, whales. In 2013, a few meters off the coast of Vancouver, Canada, a man managed to document an intriguing attack. According to his own words, a huge shark, the likes of which he had never seen before in his life, was mercilessly crushing a sperm whale. The creature writhed in fury, but it was useless. Death had come to it. Although it took about an hour for the fishermen and shore dwellers to discover that the grim duel they had witnessed was something beyond what it seemed at first glance. A portion of the sperm whale carcass washed ashore, and the most chilling scene these men had ever witnessed could be seen on it. The perforations in the skin had a depth of 1 meter, and the size of the tooth that caused it reached 2 meters. Such dimensions have never been seen in any sea creature, except for some prehistoric monsters that became extinct millions of years ago. Or maybe they didn't. By collecting these reports and understanding the dimensions of their data, we inevitably wonder if there are creatures that we have never seen in the depths of the ocean, but that remain there, waiting for the best moment to emerge and annihilate everything in their path. Is this actually the case? It's still difficult to answer this question. We have only discovered less than 20% of the deep sea, and it seems that the darkness hides much more than we can imagine. Some analysts don't rule out that there could even be a descendant of the megalodon. Some monstrously large and dangerous creature, a superpredator with the ability to make killer whales and white sharks look like nothing more than mere small fish in front of it. If this hypothesis is proven, the thousands of unexplained cases that survived so far without a clear answer could finally come to a resolution. Each attack reported by boats and fishermen would find the one responsible for their misfortunes. Undoubtedly, the creature behind all this must be at least the same size as the megalodon, or even larger. In the past, this prehistoric monster grew to be more than 18 meters long and had a bite so strong that it could rip a modern bus in half without even trying. The megalodon disappeared 23 million years ago in the Cenozoic era, and the best thing that can happen to us is that our crazy ideas are false. Because if there is a creature down there with at least 10% of the cruelty and destructive capacity of this prehistoric monster, then we have a huge problem. For the moment, we have more immediate concerns, especially because the danger isn't only in the oceans, but in the most inhospitable corners of the planet. It seems that where the human hand doesn't interfere with nature, some of the creepiest creatures are born, and if you join us once again, you too can discover the real monsters that have been discovered throughout our vast and wide world. Are you ready? Then check out these videos.